What is up, guys? A couple of weeks ago, I shared with you a video where I indicated that it was all over the newspapers that the UK government is not happy about the immigration levels or the number of people who migrated to UK between 2022 and 2023. I indicated that the net migration, more than 750,000 people relocated to UK. So I indicated to you that the UK wants to put a salary cap. They also want to stop the overseas care assistants from bringing their dependents over to UK. I know a lot of people were skeptical, and even in the comment section you could see that a lot of people did not believe when I shared that information. They said it's only in the newspapers and it's not official. But guys, it is now official. The Home Secretary, James Cleverly, has set a 5-point robust plan to bring down migration levels here in UK, and some of the news is not going to be favorable. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the robust 5-point plan that they've put in place in order to reduce migration. And if you are new to my channel, my name is Popomoyo, and in this channel we keep things real. And if you're interested in relocating to overseas, finding out about life in the UK in general, do smash that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you never miss any of my videos. And guys, in this channel I always bring you fresh, up-to-date information, and this is fresh, up-to-date information that I'm going to be sharing with you. So without wasting any of your time, let's get into it.
No comparison. I'm a savage, yeah. Classy, bougie, ratchet, yeah. Sassy, moody, nasty, yeah. Acting stupid, what's happening? Bitch, what's happening? I'm a savage.
The number one plan is that there has been a lot of abuse in the health and care worker visa. And if you've been watching my channel, I've shared several videos where I was indicating how this health and care worker visa was abused. People were being made to pay thousands of pounds, up to £10,000 to be able to relocate. People are relocating to UK without hours. People come here to UK and they spend hours on end without working, and some people actually become homeless when they come here to UK under the health and care worker visa. So number one thing that they want to do is to stop the abuse of the health and care worker visa. So one, they are going to stop the care assistants from bringing dependents into UK. But secondly, they are saying that for the companies in India, for them to be able to sponsor people from overseas, they are going to be regulated by the CQC. For those of you who do not know what the CQC is, this is what CQC is.
The reason the Care Quality Commission exists is to make sure health and social care services provide this type of care. That means hospitals, GPs, dentists, care homes, care provided in the home, mental health services and some other services as well. Our job is to monitor and inspect them and judge how well they're doing. We're independent, we're honest, and we're on the side of the people who use care services. During inspections, our chief inspectors and their teams will ask 5 main questions. Is this organisation well led? Do the staff have direction and purpose? And are they running the service properly? Is the organisation responsive to people's needs? Is it listening to complaints and comments and acting on them? Every comment or complaint that we hear about builds up a better picture of what is going on. How and when we follow up depends on how serious the comments are and what we know about the quality of care at each service. In extreme cases, we can stop a service from providing care.
So this is a highly reliable organization in England, guys, and here in Northern Ireland is referred to as RQIA, which means now when you're relocating from overseas, there's nothing like you are going to be paying for SEOS to relocate to overseas, because CQC is going to be scrutinizing the company first, seeing whether the company has got some hours, seeing whether the company really needs people from overseas. And once they approve of that, then the company can hire from overseas. But if they do not approve, it means companies cannot hire from overseas. So which means there's going to be a certain criteria which companies need to meet before they can hire anyone from overseas. So care companies can only sponsor a visa if they have been approved by the CQC. So in this way, the abuse of the health and care worker visa is going to come to an end, or it has come to an end, because without CQC approval, you cannot be hired from overseas. So according to the statistics that they have, Approximately 120,000 dependents came with healthcare assistance and senior care assistance to UK, but it has been noted that 25% of these dependents are gainfully employed and the other 75% are not employed. For example, it could be people who are going to school, maybe come with primary going school children. So they're basically saying all these other individuals are drawing on public services rather than helping the UK. For example, children are going to school for free and all that. So that's why they now want to stop the dependence of care workers and senior care workers coming into the UK, because when they come into UK, their presence here in UK has got a significant impact on the UK's economy, especially if they're not going to be working, because they are going to get a free education, free NHS benefits and all that when they are not working, meaning it has got a great impact on the UK economy. So they have said they are going to stop the care assistants and senior care assistants from bringing their dependents to UK. So they are going to set a specific date when this is going to commence, guys. So if you are a care assistant or a senior care assistant and your family is overseas, the time for you to bring them is now before they make any changes, guys. Bring your family now before they make any changes. There can be changes from the 1st of January 2024, which means you only have these few weeks to take action. So now they want the migrants to make a big enough financial contribution towards the UK's economy. So for them to be able to make a big enough financial contribution, the health surcharge is going to be increased. So they are going to increase health surcharge by 66% from £624 to £1,035, which means if one individual is locating to UK and they get a 5-year work visa, for them to be able to apply for their visa to come to UK, they need to pay more than £5,000. They need to pay more than £5,000 for them to be able to come to UK, because it's £1,035 per year. So £1,035 times 5 years, and then on top of that you have to pay the visa fees as well. So which means for one individual to relocate to UK, it's more than £5,000. If you are relocating with 5 family members, £5,000 times 5 of your family members, or if it's 3 years, it's £3,000 times 5 of your family members. So this is a way of stopping people from coming to UK, because who can afford £5,000 as one individual to come to UK? So guys, if you look at the shortage occupation list, the jobs on the shortage occupation list pay at least 20% less than the British going salary. So now they are stopping that. They are going to make a 33% increase. It's going to increase from 26,200 to 38,700 pounds. So this is going to take effect from next spring, which means if you now want to hire a skilled worker from overseas, the minimum salary threshold that you need to pay them is at least £38,700 per annum. This on its own is not affordable, guys, because if you look at the scale up visa, which is only at £33,000 per annum, there are not so many people who come to UK under the scale up visa. Why? Because most companies cannot afford £33,000 per annum to pay people. What more of £38,700 per annum? That's why I say at the end of the day, it's more like stopping recruitment from overseas, because people cannot afford to pay such high sums of money. Most scale-up companies are not able to hire from overseas because they cannot afford £33,000 per annum. Now, £38,700 is not affordable, guys. So that's the second thing which they are going to change. It's increasing from 26,200 to 38,700. That is the minimum salary threshold. There is some good news for the health and social care people, those who are locating to overseas to come and work as nurses. They say they are going to be exempt from the high salary threshold because they need people in the NHS. So for nurses, social workers and so forth who work in the NHS, they are going to be exempt from this high salary threshold, which means if you are a nurse and your salary is still below 38,700, you can still be hired, because upon review, they've seen that the NHS still needs healthcare workers from overseas. Rather, the healthcare industry here in the UK is still experiencing a critical shortage of healthcare professionals. So for that reason, people in the health and social care are going to be exempt from the salary of 38,700. So they've also asked the Migration Advisory Committee to review the shortage occupation list, which means they're going to be going through the list again and checking whether all the jobs which are on the list are really necessary, and those which are not necessary, or those that they deem not necessary, they're going to remove them from the shortage occupation list. So after reviewing the shortage occupation list, they are going to come up with a new list which has fewer occupations. That is a measure that they want to put in place, guys, so that they reduce migration into UK. So the shortage occupation list is basically going to be abolished, and a new list is going to be created, and a new salary threshold for all those jobs in the shortage occupation list. And thirdly, for individuals who want to bring people over under the family visa, let's say, for example, you're here in UK, maybe you go and get married to someone who's in Zimbabwe, who's in Nigeria there. For you to be able to bring that individual to UK under the family visa, you have to earn at least £38,700 per annum, which means if you relocate to UK and you're not under the health and care worker visa, for you to be able to bring your dependent to UK, you have to be earning a salary of £38,700 per annum. That is now the new minimum salary threshold if you want your dependents to join you from overseas. The minimum salary has been £18,600 from 2012. So imagine 18,600 to 38,700. That is a massive jump, guys. It's almost double the amount. So if you're not earning 38,700, you cannot bring your dependent over to UK. If you are a man, you marry someone from outside and you are here in UK and you are not earning 38,700, it's no longer going to be possible. As we all know, for the student visa route, guys, they say they can no longer bring in dependents into UK. However, they still want to look at the graduate visa route to make sure that there is no abuse in that system, so that whatever they do is benefiting the United Kingdom and they are bringing talent into the United Kingdom. So guys, these are the changes that they want to implement here in UK. I'm now running late for work, guys, so that's why I'm now carrying the camera on my hands, because I'm about to go. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to match part of the speech where the Home Secretary was speaking with regards to all these changes which are coming. So guys, let me know what you are thinking of all this. Is the health and care worker visa coming to an end? No, they did not indicate that the health and care worker visa is coming to an end. They simply said care workers cannot bring their dependents to UK, and senior care workers can also not bring their dependents to UK. To me, that's basically the end of the care worker visa, because if you cannot bring your family here to UK, who can live without their family, guys? Who can live without their family? So this is all that I wanted to share with you guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye.
The first of our 5 points will be to end the abuse of the health and care visa. We will stop overseas care workers from bringing family dependents, and we will require care firms in England to be regulated by the Care Quality Commission in order for them to sponsor visas. Approximately 120,000 dependents accompanied 100,000 care workers and senior care workers in the year ending September 2023. Only 25% of dependents are estimated to be in work, meaning a significant number are drawing on public services rather than helping to grow the economy. We recognise that foreign workers do great work in our NHS and health sector, but it is also important that migrants make a big enough financial contribution. Therefore, we will increase annual immigration health surcharge this year by 66%, from £624 to £1,035, to raise on average around £1.3 billion for the health services of this country every year. Second, we will stop immigration undercutting the salary of British workers. We will increase the skilled worker earnings threshold by a third to 38,700 from next spring, in line with the median full-term wage for those kinds of jobs. Those coming on health and social care visa routes will be exempt, so we can continue to bring in the healthcare workers on which our care sector and NHS rely. Thirdly, we will scrap cut-price shortage labour from overseas by ending the 20% going rate salary discount for shortage occupations and reforming the shortage occupation list. I have asked the Migration Advisory Committee to review the occupations on this list because of our new higher skilled worker salary threshold. And we will create a new immigration salary list with a reduced number of occupations. People only bring dependents who they can support financially. By raising the minimum income for family visas to the same threshold as the minimum salary threshold for skills workers, which is 38,700. The minimum income requirement of 18,600 has not been increased since 2012. Madam Deputy Speaker, this package of measures will take place from next spring. Finally, having already banned overseas master's students from bringing family members to the UK, I have asked the Migration Advisory Committee to review the graduate route to prevent abuse, to protect the integrity and quality of the UK's outstanding higher education sector. It needs to work in the best interests of the UK, supporting the pathway into high-quality jobs for the global talent pool, but reducing opportunities for abuse. Madam Deputy Speaker, this package of measures, taken in addition with the measures on student dependence that we have already announced in May, means that around 300,000 fewer people will be eligible to come to the UK than were coming last year. This is the largest reduction on record. Immigration policy must be fair, consistent, legal, and sustainable.